All right, what's up, guys? So, Zevi, I feel like that's how you Zevi. I feel like it should be Zevi because it's like I think of that character from Destiny and Zer, but Zevi, I don't know, bro. It's I feel like it should be Zevi, but it could be Zevi. Like I don't know. Regardless, they have uploaded a video titled "David Dobrik, the original YouTube psycho." Yeah, David Dobrik, I ain't gonna lie, I used to watch his videos a lot back in the day, like when he was doing vlogs just on a regular basis and things. As the time went on, just seeing like all the different crazy things that were coming out about him and stuff. Yeah, it was like, dang, I just can't continue watching this because I feel wrong watching it and stuff. So it's like, you just get that gut feeling like this ain't right, man. And I feel like after that whole situation with Jeff, where he was swinging him like on that like machine thing, and yeah, messed his eye up. Like he's still, because I followed Jeff. It was maybe a few days ago. It was sometime. Wasn't even that long ago. He'd still get surgeries on that eye. And how long ago did that situation happen? That happened some years ago. It wasn't like it happened this year. It happened some years ago. And I'm like, man, I feel really bad for Jeff, and I feel bad for everybody because I felt like that the Vlog Squad was like one of the best things to watch on YouTube. And then it's like you see it now where it's just, it's just so much controversy was surrounding that like squad. And it's just, yeah, I just think that it was probably for the best where it's like, yeah, everybody just, go their separate ways, worry about themselves. You see where a lot of them, because I did kind of do a follow-up on everybody just to see what they all up to. And it seems like everybody is in good spirits. Jeff, he's still doing his thing. Karina Kopp, I think that's how you say her last name. But yeah, it's like she's still doing her thing too. But yeah, it's like everybody, it's like, they all just seem like that they're chilling and stuff. So they don't really, I feel like, yeah, it's like they don't need the Vlog Squad anymore. I mean, I think, yeah, all the videos are still up, so it ain't like David, he's really losing out on anything. I don't know if his videos have been demonetized, but I imagine there's people that he still gets like a heavy amount of views and stuff when it comes down to those videos, because you probably got people out there, it's like, oh, they go back and watch some of their favorite moments. So yeah, it's like you might call him the original YouTube psycho, but that man, how many vlogs did he have up? I know he had past 400 of them, because I think they did like that 420 vlog where it was like 14 minutes or something like that. So yeah, I don't know if he still makes money through SeatGeek, but yeah, it's like it's just one of those things where I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's set for life. Like he don't have to worry about nothing. But now let's go ahead and get into this video. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Zevi for more videos like this. And with that being said,
all right, so I randomly found myself on this side quest to find out who the worst YouTuber in existence is. We've already covered EDP, we've done Johnny Sumali, we've done Jack Dorothy, and today we find ourselves at David Dobrik. Now, I basically figured out what all the YouTubers have in common. They will do anything for likes and views, and their grasp of human emotion is not up there with the best of them. Y'all seen that movie Nightcrawler? Jake Gyllenhaal's character? If you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about. That is who, more specifically, Jack Dorothy and David Dobrik are. If you haven't seen the movie, it's basically this guy with like an insane lack of social awareness who will film any newsworthy content, no matter how tragic and insane, just for views. No, let's talk about David Dobrik. See, David Dobrik had a problem. He would do anything for the views, and I mean anything. And people first began to understand this because of what happened to his friend named Jeff. The crazier the content, the more people would tune in. So David Dobrik decides to get a group of his friends, grab a crane, and swing his friends around the crane. David's lawyer probably said, David probably said.
And that's the problem, was that he was just going way too fast. Like, I felt like with everybody else, like he was kind of taking it slow. But then when it got to Jeff, it just seemed like he went crazy with that thing. And then, yeah, then it came to an abrupt stop. And that's how Jeff slammed into the side of it. So he should have been going like a decent speed where it's like, okay, like if he stopped, it ain't like Jeff gonna go slamming into it. If anything, yeah, it's like his body's just gonna kind of like gently just start swaying back and forth. But it ain't gonna be something where it's like, yeah, he gotta get surgeries for years and stuff just to fix his eyesight. But anyway,
it's my name, don't wear it out. All right, everybody, line it up. His friends say, yeah, let's do it. Where the crane operator? David said, He right here. David hops inside the crane. He starts swinging his friends around. He swings around one friend. The friend flies over.
It's just...
Boom. Crashes.
Dang.
Everyone rushes over to the friend to see if he's okay. David said, we got that. And of course, David posts a video. Now, here's where the problems start. See, his friend flew over and fell. Us on YouTube don't know how much is fake, how much is not. Well, his friend comes out and says, oh no, this is very real. I'm in the hospital. He almost lost his eye, broke a bunch of things, had a host of injuries. But he doesn't really blame David for what happened. So everyone's like, okay, all good. The friend Jeff must have consented to this. This was probably just like some sort of freak accident, no biggie. And while of course it most definitely appeared to be...
Yeah, but still though, that's something where I'm like, I almost just lost a friend. I think in a situation like that, I wouldn't have posted the video. I'm like, my thing is, if anything, it could be even as little as a paper cut. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, you bleeding. That's bad amounts of. But I feel like with a situation like this, you definitely don't post that video. I would have, the way that David Dobrik is taking a break now, I don't know if he ever will come back, but just, yeah, the way that he's just disappeared now, that would have been me as soon as all this situation would have happened. They probably would have had to get everything out through everybody else, like, hey, what's going on? How come he ain't uploading any or vlogs or videos or anything? Like, we hadn't seen this man. I think he did try to come back a little bit, but then just with all the controversy that was going on, it's like, yeah, bro, it's probably for the best. You just kind of stay away for a little bit and things. But yeah, it's like it's just something where I'm like, that alone would have scared me to where I'm like, nah, fam. I just feel like there were so many other different situations. It's like you watch that and then you see how close somebody came to dying, and it's like, dang, bro, like, nah, this is bad.
Freak accident. David probably shares a little bit of blame in this, right? Well, everyone else thought so. So a deal was basically formed. Jeff, you come out, you say, oh, it was like a freak accident. Don't mention David. David, pay for my medical bills, because they're pretty expensive. David said, that sounds like something a normal, healthy adult would do. I say yes, I will help you. Everyone said, woo! David don't help him. David said, y'all not listening. Yeah. I say yes. That don't mean I'm going to do it. And now it's time for our story break with our sponsor, ExpressVPN. So first of all, what's a VPN? Well, a VPN is designed to help keep your online activity private and secure, making you a lot more anonymous. Now, as you probably guessed, ExpressVPN is one of these VPNs. And on top of encrypting your data and helping protect your information from hackers, ExpressVPN's many premium servers allow it so you get to keep your internet speeds, which for me is massively important. If I got to give up my speeds, them hackers could have my info. They got it. But again, with ExpressVPN, you don't have to choose. Now, by far my favorite feature of ExpressVPN is it allows you to change your online location, which allows you to see content from all over the world. If you want to watch a show only shown in England, then bam, change your location to England. Good to go. Now, right now, you can take advantage of ExpressVPN's Black Friday Cyber Monday offer, getting you the absolute best VPN deal you'll find all year. Use my special link in the description to get 4 extra months with the 12-month plan, or 6 extra months with the 24-month plan totally free. Just go to expressvpn.com/XEVI to get an extra 4 months or 6 months of ExpressVPN absolutely free. And now, back to our story. So David's friend Jeff comes out and says, yo, he threw me. Everyone said, what you talking about, Jeff? He said, look at that video again. Look at the dude in the swinging thing. It's David. He threw me. Everybody said, ain't no way. David said, David just didn't say anything about it. But then Jeff comes out and says, oh, and also David.
And that's something where it's like, you don't even, I just feel like in David's situation, that's not even up for a debate, question, conversation, whatever, where he has to, it's an option on whether or not you gotta pay for his medical bills. I'm like, fam, I don't care if I go bankrupt trying to, pay for your medical bills. It's like, my thing is this. How the situation could have went down where it's like, okay, you just admit fault. You admit that you were wrong, and it's like, we're not going to be doing any more crazy stunts. I feel like that his content where he was giving away stuff for free was way more entertaining than his friends doing some old crazy stunts. Like, yeah, do a crazy stunt where it's like afterwards you could just put a band-aid on or something, but not where it's like you're going to have to be going back and forth to the hospital. But I guess I would have handled it. I would have admitted fault. I know that's for somebody that's probably all like, it's like, oh, you just saying that now. And it's like, no, I know I would have admitted fault. I can't live with stuff like that. I can't live with the fact that I almost put somebody. There's been times where I did far, far, far less to a person where, yeah, all they might just need afterwards is a Band-Aid. I still feel bad, all right? So, yeah, that's something where I'm like, nah, it ain't even up for a debate. It's like, I am paying for your medical bills. Jeff would have been like, no, you're not paying. I'm like, do you want your other eye to be messed up? I'm paying for your medical bills. It ain't going to be up for no question debate. If I got to keep doing vlogs, if I got to switch it to where I'm doing, because what he was doing them like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm like, fam, if I got to do vlogs every single day for the rest of my life to make sure that your medical bills is paid, so be it. But I'm like, nah, fam. I'm like, you're not paying your medical bills. I'm paying your medical bills. So that's what he should have did. But yeah, I guess David decided to go down a different route.
Not helping pay for my medical bills. This time, everyone was like, David. So David had to say something. David says, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. Jeff had the audacity to get hurt. Shout out my boy. Love, but come on, bro. And this is when David starts getting some heavy backlash.
Yeah.
People are like, David, you know this isn't about you, right?
Yeah.
Scratch that. Don't even answer that. Let's start looking into more videos. People start going back and seeing if he has this behavior in other videos. And lo and behold, he does. And here's where it starts to get wicked. By the way, the end of Jeff's story is Jeff sued him. I don't know what happened after that, but I believe David's dragging the suit out in court. Anyway, people go back to David's videos and find out he's being pretty harsh to his friend. Like weird, not understanding harsh. He keeps making fun of his friend's height, video after video. His friend's visibly uncomfortable. His friend tells him, yo, David, I don't rock with those jokes. Like, you're taking it a little too far. David says, okay, well, you're out the group then. Gone. The black friend, ooh, you already know he about to go crazy with that when he does blackface in a few videos. David said, funny, right? His friend says, not really though. David says, well, you know what'd be even funnier? He tells that same African-American friend, all right, look, we got this girl that you're about to kiss like
I remember.
She's gonna wear like
I
a
remember
mask.
that
His
one.
friend said, all right, cool. And well, it turns out the person under the mask is not a girl, but a middle-aged man. David does the voice, ha, we gotcha. This is the middle-aged man.
That's just, I don't know, man. There probably would be some other pranks that he did that might get mentioned, but because there was a couple of videos that I felt like nobody didn't really talk on where I'm like, bro, that's not, that it ain't really all that funny, you know. It's like, it's kind of scary, and I'm like, that type of stuff could get you canceled. Like, I've seen pranks like that before, and yes, people got canceled behind that stuff. But yeah, it's just with this situation, yeah, he did get kicked out of the group. Like, I think there was some stuff that happened with him, but yeah, it was like, nah, bro, like what he did to the, I can't even think of this guy's name, and that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to remember his name, but I'm like, nah, bro. It just like, I made that my main focus in my head. What is this guy's name? Cannot remember his name to save his life, but yeah, why did I say save his, like, save my life? All right, anyways, I'm like, that life shouldn't be mentioned. We talking David Dobrik, life shouldn't be mentioned. But there was a couple of pranks I do remember David doing where he had he made it seem like that in one video the house was getting robbed. Like, there was like, his friends was obviously scared, and they was like, nah, fam, like we might die. And then it's like, oh, it's just a prank. It's just, I'm like, bro, that's not a prank, that's scary. And then the other one, I think, where was it Jason? I can't remember if it was I think it might have been Jason, where he put on like this old man mask and was running around the house like scaring everybody and things. Like, they thought this old man's tripping. They was like, hey, what is going on? It could have been a situation where somebody could have had a gun and they got the blast in. It's like, fam, I'm saying it's stuff like that where it's like, when a person's life, when they think that their life is in danger, that's not a prank. I'm like, that, yeah, it could have been a prank gone wrong, but I'm like, it's not a prank, bro. That's like and that's something that I was gonna say. David is definitely one of those guys where it's like, it's content first and then everything else like afterwards. It's like, no, it's like, we gotta make the best video ever of all time, and then whatever happens to you or anybody else, so be it, but we gotta get this video.
His friend goes, what? David goes, ah. You guys' reaction on camera? But this joke was actually much darker than it seemed. See, that friend that we're talking about is from a place called Compton, California, which is on the rougher side as far as city goes. Now, instead of explaining the relationship between rough cities and not rocking with guys kissing guys, let me just put it to you like this. The people in Africa, his name is Seth. The people in Seth's neighborhood are not going to take too kindly to him kissing another guy.
Like, I could not think of his name, and I'm like, so thank you, Zevi. for saying his name because I could not remember it to say I felt like it started with a J, but I'm like, no, he don't look like his name starts with a J.
Don't never let him forget. So Seth tells David, dude, I told you about my neighborhood and all that. That's not cool. David says, but it is cool. In fact, David doubles down. He goes on a podcast and says, my favorite prank that I've ever played was making my friend Seth kiss another dude. Why? Because of the fact that people in Seth's neighborhood are not gonna take kindly to that.
That's crazy.
That's why I thought it was funny. It's like David can't help himself. He just doesn't understand. Moving on. He constantly films one of his friends, Trisha, while she's having arguments with her significant other. She's telling them a lot of times, look, you gotta stop doing that. These are like really serious arguments we're having. Of course, David says no. He thinks the more serious, the better. David wants to get closer. He films them in the shower at one point. They're like, haha, David.
Dang, I'm like, I don't feel like, because I was like a frequent watcher. I feel like I don't remember that, but I ain't gonna put it past him. Like, yeah, it sounds like something, David. It's been a minute since I've seen his videos, but I'm like, dang, bro. It's like you hear that. I'm like, man, come on now. But then you think other times, like, I just remember where it's like he would record, I think it was Todd. I think it was Todd, where it's like he'd be recording him in the bed with somebody, and it's like, fam, I mean, come on, bro. It's like, that's like a personal, moment in things, and it's just, wait, I felt like it might have been, I don't know, but it's just, there is a lot of it. It seemed like it was almost every video something crazy was happening in David's vlogs and things, but anyways.
Like, no consent to any of this. He's just going. Now, here's where it starts to get wicked. Business Insider then comes out with an article saying, oh, we're playing the David's Insane game? We got something for you. They did an investigation and they found one of David's old vlogs. It's David and a couple of his friends inviting some college girls over. Now, if David's a weirdo, chances are he got some weirdo friends. But these weirdos are being pretty inappropriate with these girls. Specifically, David's friend, whose name I forgot. I'm not gonna give him the respect of looking it up, so we're just gonna call him Corny Guy. Specifically, Corny.
I think this was like the knockout punch. His name was Dirty Dom, by the way. I don't know how I forgot Seth's name, but I remember his name. I just think because I remember he was in his videos a lot often than Seth. But anyways, yeah, Dirty Dom. There was some questionable moments where it's like, fam, come on now. It's like, and I think, yeah, with that whole situation where he got caught up with the minors, it definitely, yeah, it was bad for pretty much everybody. And I think that was probably one of the main reasons, because the thing is this, I felt like that if people would have just brushed Dirty Dom's situation under the rug, where it's like, well, it's not David, then it's like, yeah, David still probably would have been posting videos and all that stuff, and then it had been somebody else that got caught up in some controversy. So they're probably like, okay, Dirty Dom, I was like, I think when I last checked his channels, I was getting more views than him. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's just, I don't think people realize it's like, when you do something damaging to your career, it ain't gonna just damage it for that one little moment. No, it's like, because I think like, oh, okay, if a 4-minute video is gonna come out and it's gonna damage my career, then it's just only gonna damage my career for 4 minutes. No, bro, a 4-minute video can literally end your career, bro. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, Dirty Dom should have been sitting down thinking, it's like, okay, you're in a good position in your life. Why are you out here doing some silly stuff that can get you sent to prison? And if not that, then yeah, do what it pretty much did, end your career. It's like, man, come on now.
Guy who just keeps pouring this girl drinks. But the girl, according to the laws of the United States of America, can't technically drink. But he keeps pouring. They keep filming. Corny Guy then takes the girl to a room with another girl, and the worst thing you can imagine happens. How do I know the worst thing you can imagine happens? Because David doesn't stop filming. They start going over to the door like, is Corny Guy doing what I think he's doing? And they make it seem like it's all good, it's all great for the camera. But in reality, the person who went inside with Corny Guy and girl with a lot of drinks came out and says, something bad just happened, and I'm a witness. David and them said, we're gonna take this part out of the vlog. But there's so much evidence of the girl not being able to walk, them helping her out of the apartment, David and his friend saying, yo, we just did something wild last night. Somebody says, illegal last night. David says, yeah. And people come out and confirm the story. There's no running away from it. So David has to apologize. And his apology is, not my fault. Everybody said, no, David, try again. He said, try again. He makes another apology. He says, this is my fault because those were my friends. I was like, yeah. He's like, and I shouldn't have allowed them to do that. I was like, and he makes what people call a halfway decent apology.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, that first apology kind of told you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that's usually the funny thing about it. That's usually how it goes too. A person does that first apology, and that's what they really mean. And if they do a follow-up apology where it's like, oh, I'm sorry guys, I realized my mistakes, I'll never do that type of stuff again, blah blah blah, then it's like, yeah, that's the apology that's what should have came out first. But no, you decide like, yeah, sorry guys, I guess I don't know how it's my fault. And it was like, it wasn't me that went in that room, it was Dirty Dom. So it's like, you guys should be going after him. I'm just the content creator. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like you're encouraging that type of stuff. You should have been the main one where it's like, okay, if you're gonna feature this stuff on your videos or on your channel and stuff, it shouldn't have even been featured in the first place. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you know what's about to happen, like you can literally, and that's something where it's like, you're not just going to be sitting right there in front of them and be all like, oh, I didn't know they were going to do what they were going to do. And it's like, nah, fam, anybody can see that they were getting ready to do something illegal. So yeah, it's like, it's one of those things where you should have stopped it right then and there and been like, nah, fam, it's like, we ain't doing that. It's like, it's just, yeah, he should have thought that one through. But anyways.
Amount of people to accept his apology, but not enough to keep his empire going. People were like, nah, David, that's not it. So he stops posting on YouTube. But remember everything we talked about in this video. David and his emotional not understanding. Y'all think he hopped off YouTube and was like, let me just take a break. What I'm doing ain't right. No, that's what he wants you to think. He's on something called Snapchat. He quite literally just made a business decision. YouTube people don't like me, so let me rebrand. He goes on Snapchat and starts posting on Snapchat and making a lot of money. He basically cut his losses and decided to lay low. Now, his views on Snapchat aren't like the views that he used to get on YouTube, but it still seems he's able to sustain himself with a huge chunk of cash. But anyway, yeah, that's what David Dobrik is doing. And I have a request. I'm not really on social media like that, like I told y'all in my last video. So I missed out on a lot of these huge, insane YouTube moments. Tell me another person to cover who's an insane YouTuber and we're gonna vote, like who's the worst of the worst at the very end.
I honestly, I can't even, he did one on Shane. Yeah, Shane Dawson, his downfall was pretty crazy too. But I'm trying to think, I can't even think of nobody where like their downfall was, because I'm trying to think, like there's a lot of different YouTubers. Like I've been on here for 14 years, so I have seen where a lot of different people have done something to where that it ruined it just overall ruined their careers. I feel like Zevi, he uncovered where it's all like, if he got one about Jack Doherty, EDP, Shane, I'm like, yeah, I feel like you covered the main ones, but I'm trying to think, I can't think of nobody else like on that level of like David Dobrik and them guys. But there probably is some. If I sit down and think about it, I'm like, yeah, I'll feel like I'll do another one of these videos and mention any things. But anyways, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Zevi for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.